Yo, what's up, everybody? You know what that time? You know what time it is? It is time for another review, ladies and gentlemen. But this time, we're not going to review a video game. We're going to review another video game system from my childhood days. And as you can see on my shirt, we're going to be reviewing the Nintendo 64 because the 25th anniversary of the Super Nintendo is right around the corner. I'm uploading this review on Friday, September 24th, but the actual 25th anniversary of the Super Nintendo is next Wednesday, September 29th. Wow, 25 years of the Nintendo 64. I believe this was the fourth console by Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken. The NES was the first. The Super NES was the second. Oh no, this is the third. The third gaming console by the Super Nintendo. Because we had the original NES, then the Super NES, then the Nintendo 64, then the GameCube, then the Wii, and now we have the Switch. This is all about the Nintendo 64. I have another shirt of the Nintendo 64 that I will be wearing on the actual 25th anniversary, which is this Monday. But I love this shirt right here. This shirt of Super Nintendo is tight. Let me know in the comments down below, do you still have your Nintendo 64? If you don't, you can still leave a comment down below what's your favorite memories of the Super Nintendo. So this is my review of celebrating 25 years of the Super Nintendo. Last game system that I reviewed was the Super Nintendo celebrating 30 years. Now the Nintendo 64 is celebrating 25 years. So the Nintendo 64, or N64 for short, is a home video game console marketed and developed by Nintendo. It is the successor of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in Japan on the 5th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, June 23rd, 1996. Here in North America on September 29th, 1996. And in Europe and Australia on March 1st, 1997. It was the last major video game console to use cartridges as its primary storage format until the Nintendo Switch in 2017. Because back in the day, the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the Nintendo 64, and the Sega Genesis were all video game systems where they had video games made out of cartridges. Since the PlayStation 1, we had video games made out of CDs or discs. So the Nintendo 64 was the last where video games were made out of cartridges. Wow. Yep. As a fifth generation of video game consoles, it was competed with the PlayStation 1 and the Sega Saturn. It was succeeded by the Nintendo GameCube in 2001 before it was discontinued in 2002. It has sold 32.93 million units worldwide. 5.54 million units sold in Japan. 20.62 million units sold here in the US. And 11.62 units sold in Europe and Australia. The current best-selling game for the Nintendo 64 is Super Mario 64. Selling 11.62 million units sold worldwide as of May 21st, 2003. 6.75 million units sold, for Europe and Australia for the Nintendo 64. I never owned the Nintendo 64 growing up, but I grew up playing it with all my other friends that used to own the Nintendo 64. We had video games. We played video games for the Nintendo 64 such as GoldenEye 007, Diddy Kong Racing, Super Smash Brothers, of course, Super Mario 64, Superman 64, Mario Party 2 and 3. I believe Mario Party 1 was also for the Nintendo 64. WWF No Mercy, WWF WrestleMania 2000, F-Zero X, Mario Kart 64. There's a lot of games for the Nintendo 64 that I used to play. And the Nintendo 64 controllers, let me show y'all what the Nintendo 64 controllers look like. This is what the Nintendo 64 controller looked like. That's what it looks like. You have to play games holding the bottom part. That's what it looks like, the Nintendo 64 game controller. It was kind of hard to use, but it was still fun. And they have it in different colors. The Nintendo 64 controllers. Look. But yeah, the Nintendo 64 was the last video game console to use cartridges as the Nintendo 64's primary storage format. Since the PlayStation, video games are made out of disc. But game systems like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the Nintendo 64, and the original NES, those video game systems have video games made out of cartridges. I really miss those days where video games were made out of cartridges, but you have to blow you have to blow on the bottom of the cartridges to order to clean the game before you start playing it. I was 5 years old in kindergarten when the Nintendo 64 was released. 2 days after Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered on ABC. So it was released here in the US on a Sunday. My memories of the Nintendo 64 was playing 4-player games like GoldenEye 007, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, and WWF No Mercy. Just brings back memories. So let me know, what were your memories on playing the Nintendo 64? Let me know, do you still own it or not? The Nintendo 64 definitely gets a 10 out of 10 for being one of the best game systems of the 1990s. And being the last video game system where video games were made out of cartridges. Next review is going to go back to a video game. We're going to be reviewing my all-time favorite game for the Soul Calibur series. Soul Calibur 2 coming Friday, October 29th, 2 days before Halloween. Thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night. Take care. And be safe out there. Please wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay 6 feet away from people.